You heard Senator McCain just now talk about he's going to, there are going to be charges that the world is unraveling under President Obama. What are you looking for President Obama to say tonight to counter that kind of charge?
I think the president will clearly cite his record on foreign policy. This is one of the few occasions really where a Democratic president really has the upper hand, the standing on foreign policy. I think he will demonstrate that he's been president, he's been a strong commander-in-chief, he's been a thoughtful commander-in-chief. This will be a test for Mitt Romney to portray to the American people that indeed he can be a prudent, careful, thoughtful commander-in-chief, as well as a serious and muscular one, as Senator McCain outlined. So I think the president will defend his record very strongly. The flashpoints, Jerry, are clearly, in my judgment, going to be over Benghazi and over Iran. That's going to be the flashpoints, I think, likely flashpoints of the debate.
But do you think there's going to be an attempt to portray Mitt Romney as a little bit too bellicose? The rhetoric has been pretty tough, and there is a potential that John McCain just talked about of scaring some voters. Do you think that's going to be the way this plays out tonight?
Well, it may well. I think that's, frankly, Governor Romney's, I think that's his biggest challenge, Jerry. I don't think there's any question about it. He has been very strident in his comments about China, in his comments about Iran. I think that's unsettling, particularly, frankly, after the Bush 43 administration. I think people are very mindful that perhaps led to some decisions that history may not judge favorably.
But you know, Mac, as well as I do, that the response to that is going to be that President Obama has not been tough enough. If he had had the kind of tough posture, we wouldn't have had problems like the eruption in Benghazi that cost the life of an American ambassador. We would have had more influence in Syria as the government unravels there. Do you think it's a fair critique of President Obama that in terms of tone, he hasn't been tough enough?
I think it is a fair question to ask. On the other hand, I think the American voters, look, they're smart even on these foreign policy issues, particularly after 9/11, much more focused on security issues. People realize these are complicated, difficult issues in a dramatically changing and changed world. So I think that's where President Obama's record will serve him well. He'll have to demonstrate that. He'll have to articulate it. He can't get on the defensive, Jerry. If he does, then I think the outcome of the debate will not go the way he would like.
Let me ask you one final question. You've spent a lot of time thinking about China since you've left the White House. There's a lot of China bashing in this campaign on both sides. Is there too much China bashing on both sides?
In my view, there is. I understand the position that we're going to make sure that laws are enforced. We're not going to let anyone have an unfair advantage over our workers or our businesses. That's perfectly fair. I think we should take a firm view toward China and other trading partners. But on the other hand, we're so interconnected, both in terms of trade, in terms of security. I think there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Campaigns, unfortunately, bring out the less than best way to do it.